What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes? Welcome back to another episode of your potentially. I have to stop saying potentially, actually, if I want this to go far. It has to be welcome back to another episode of your favorite Nigerian podcast. Bear with me, your host, General Prime. I hope everybody's chilling, getting ready for World War III, as it's supposed to be. Today, I don't have much to talk about, actually. I actually made a promise in my previous episode that I'm not going to talk about Nigeria anymore, even though it seems like and it feels like it's kind of inevitable to not talk about Nigeria because Nigeria's problem is unending. It's constant. Nigeria's problem is constant. The one that is reigning. I said I'm not going to talk about Nigeria, but but Nigeria. The one that is trending now in Nigeria is that the police is saying that there's this Inspector General of Police that came out to say that anybody that insults the government is going to get arrested. And everybody initially thought it was a joke, and people were raining insults on him. People were making videos calling him out, raining insults on him. In fact, me personally, right, the 3 times that Twitter has banned me, the 3 times that I've been banned on Twitter has been as a result of me reacting angrily to something that a government official in Nigeria said. The first 2 times were in fact all 3 times that I've been banned on Twitter has been as a result of me insulting some Nigerian police officer. Like, these people are just so, as in, they're annoying, man. Nigeria is a case study. Like, there has to be a school in the future, right? There has to be a school where people just sit down to reanalyze and study and just ask the question, like, why is Nigeria? How is Nigeria? Like, what actually happened? That as the Nigeria deserves a case study, a PhD level kind of case study, because that place is tiring. So now they're saying that it's going to be a crime, essentially, to insult any government official. I've always said that Nigeria pretends to be a democratic state, but in actuality, in reality, it's actually not democratic, because it is a tyrannical state. Because tell me why it would be a crime, an arrestable offense to insult a government official. Like, is it that the armed robbers in Nigeria have finished? Is it that the kidnappers in Nigeria have finished? Is it that the scammers in Nigeria have finished? Is it that the corrupt politicians in Nigeria have somehow just disappeared, that there is no other work for the police to do other than coming online to, first of all, make that kind of obnoxiously ignorant statement, and then secondly, carrying it out? Because right now, they've already started arresting people. You know, they've already started arresting people that are, quote unquote, calling out insulting the government. Because why wouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? Is it that if the government is doing the right thing, if the government actually cares about the people that they are governing, if the government is actually implementing order and sticking to the law, if the government is actually creating industry and infrastructure and jobs, if the government is actually making people happy, bro, why would anybody go out of there? Why would anybody take out time from 24 hours of their day to insult the government? Who would do that? Is the government not worth insulting? Is the government not worth calling out? Is the government not worth criticizing? That is my question. The Nigerian police. Like, another question I want to ask is that I said this in my previous episode, but I don't think that I said it as properly as I wanted to. It's like, the people that they tell to implement these actions, the people that they tell to do these things, to carry out these actions, these pawns, right? Do they not have brains? How can they tell you to carry out this kind of order? How can they tell? Let me just make this point clear before I go on another tangent that don't even, like, how can they tell you to like carry out this order and you as a human being, you agree to do that? The people that, like, for example now, in Abuja, where Wike tells people to, where Wike is like bringing down people's houses and taking people's land and their property and stuff, he's obviously not doing that by himself. He's paying people to do that. So, but why would somebody want to, as in, why would somebody, like, for example, now the caterpillar driver, right? The crane operator that is like bringing down people's buildings and stuff and destroying their property. Like, do you not have a conscience? Do you not understand that you're being used as a pawn to destroy the hard-earned, gotten property of your fellow Nigerian? Like, you now as a policeman, now that I'm sure that the government because obviously the government is so, when you're evil, you also have to, as in one of the aspects of being evil also means that you have to be insecure. You have to be soft-skinned. And so, yeah, the Nigerian government is irredeemably evil and also insecure. And they are not blind to the criticisms, regardless of how much they try to pretend that they are. They're not blind to the criticisms and the outrage from Nigerians that are going through it every day. And since they cannot, you cannot kill conscience, and since they cannot hide from it, since they cannot run away from it, the next best thing they think they can do, the next best to them logical thing that they think they can do to stop that constant criticism and constant insults and constant outrage, the next thing they think they can do is to try to silence people, is to try to shut people up. Instead of you to improve. I mean, do you not get, as in, how out of touch are these people? I don't want to talk about, I said I am never going to talk about Nigeria again, but Nigeria's matter, no be today, man. How out of touch are these people that they think that the best thing they can do is to continue to toughen and harden the lives of Nigerians that are already suffering? Why are you saying that Nigerians should not speak out? Why are you saying Nigerians should not criticize you? Why are you saying that Nigerians should not call you out for your bullshit? Why? In what world does that happen? Is it that they're now trying to make it apparent and clear that Nigeria is not a democratic state? Are they now trying to like make it clear, like, because they've been hiding it for a very long time? There are so many things that they've tried to do to try to pretend that Nigeria is a democratic state, but in actuality, in reality, Nigeria is not a democratic state. But this time around now, I think to them it has gotten to the point where they can no longer take the criticism anymore. And so that's why they're now trying to like silence Nigerians by trying to arrest people who call out the government, who call out their inconsistency, who call them out on their bullshit. Look at what happened in three different states yesterday. 3 different states. One in Ogun, is it Ogun or Osun State? Another one in Anambra, and some in another state that I cannot remember now. People that went to get rice, man. People that they've successfully weaponized poverty. It's a sad thing in Nigeria to know that poverty has been successfully weaponized, where it can now be used to curtail the population of the people. People they were sharing rice in 3 different states yesterday, the 21st of December, 2024. People are so hungry. Bro, this thing is painful to say, man. It's really painful to say. People have, as in, hope has been so lost that the rice that they were sharing in 3 different states caused so much of a stampede that a lot of people lost their lives. Children, women, old people, even pregnant women. Yes, I understand that people should, it should have been more organized. But Nigeria is not an organized place. Nothing in Nigeria is well organized. They could have organized this thing in such a way that, oh, it will reach everybody. But yet inside that sharing of rice in 3 different states, so this did not happen in one place. It happened in 3 entirely different places in Nigeria. There was going to be corruption in it. I'm very sure that if there was like 1,000 bags of rice, I'm sure that about 900 of those bags of rice went to the people. It's not even like it must have been stolen. I am absolutely 100% certain of that. And then the little that they managed to like get out just to fulfill all righteousness. Is it even right to call it righteousness? The little that they brought out to like disperse to people, they didn't even think to do it well. And now a lot of people have lost their lives. Somebody made a post that, bro, send money to your parents so that they can use to buy rice, so that they will not die in stampede. And that is the truth. Why would somebody go out to look for food and then come back in a body bag? What kind of country are we living in, man? It's in the entire person, I swear to God. And the more you try to want to ignore it, the more it becomes glaringly obvious, to the point where it will be a disservice to yourself not to call it out. Nigeria is a sad place. The things that happen in Nigeria every day is disheartening. It's absolutely disheartening. So many people they woke up that yesterday never imagining that they were going to lose their lives. Imagine losing your life because of rice. Rice that is bountiful. Literally everywhere in the world, rice is bountiful. We produce rice in Nigeria. Do you know that we produce like obscene amount of rice in Nigeria every single year? But yet people are still dying of hunger. Even rice has become so much of a parody in Nigeria, because anything that happens in Nigeria, if people are trying to revolt, the government will bring out rice. If people are complaining, the government will bring out rice. If people are saying, oh, maybe something is not working well, the government will bring out rice. If people are complaining of police brutality, the government will bring out rice. That is to show you the amount of rice, bro. Oh, Nigeria. That is to show you the amount of rice that we have in that country. We have rice full everywhere. But yet, yesterday, people lost their lives because of rice in a country called Nigeria. If there was a God there, imagine me as God. No, let's not even God. Let's not even because this is it's not a concentrated view. It's an expansive view, because if I was God, obviously there is a myriad of things that won't even happen in this world. Do you understand? A myriad of things. But let's just imagine that God didn't exist anywhere else. In fact, God hadn't existed since forever, and then coincidentally it just happened that some entity decided to just emanate from nowhere and become so benevolent and so powerful and so all-seeing and omnipotent. And then this being sees the injustice going on in Nigeria, man. All these Nigerian politicians, that are saying that it's a crime now, an arrestable offense to insult them. Thunder, as in the kind of thunder that'll fire you people there. That thunder, that thunder is still doing press up till today. The kind of thunder that'll fire people. God will put, if there was a God there. There's this, I was thinking of something yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. If you know why, but you know how in the Bible it talks about how Jesus says that you should forgive your enemies 70 times, 7 times, right? And that has never made any sense to me, because why would you want to forgive somebody that's oppressing you? For example, now let's take the situation going on in Nigeria. Why would you want to like forgive these useless, ruthless, fucking disgusting, evil politicians? Why would you want to do that? Right? But then again, the Bible tells you to do that. Even me, I don't believe in God. I'm not a Christian and I'm not religious, but then I see the sense in, as time goes on, one tends to eventually come to see the sense of things being said. Do you understand? One gains a broader perspective. It comes with it comes with age, it comes with experience. It comes with age and it comes with experience. So now, I was thinking of something yesterday, and I was like wondering why would God, like, why would Jesus ask us to do that kind of thing, to forgive our enemies that many times? And it just dawned on me, like, bro, if you if you can peep through the curtain, like if you can go behind the scenes, like inside the mind of God, and understand and see what he has in store for your enemies, bro, people that carry out injustice, people that do evil, people that, I mean, it was already said in the book of Revelations what he's going to do, right? But if you're given the opportunity to like catch a glimpse of what God is planning to do to people, or is planning to do to evil people, you yourself will be begging him to forgive them. As in, you yourself will be begging God to forgive them, because there was a warning in the book of Revelations where he said, to you that is doing evil, to you that backbites, to you that steals, to you that kills, continue. Like the Bible said, continue. So now I understand why the Bible said that you should forgive. Because if you had the ability to be, if you could see into the future, and then you see what like God has planned for these people, the kind of fuck up that is going to fuck them up, bro. God, you'll be begging God, you'll be begging God that you should take it easy. This is if God exists. This is if God exists. Unfortunately, it does not. Unfortunately, this is just reality. Unfortunately, there is no QRF. There is no savior coming to help us. There is no Superman. There is no, like, we are all we have. We are the custodians of our life's meaning. There is nobody else coming to help us. There is nobody else coming to save us from ourselves. That is the sad part. That is the unfortunate part. But if there was, these people that are just doing this thing, they know because they know now, obviously, because as in, why do you think that somebody will be this, as in, why do you think that somebody will have this extent, this range of evil? What will it take for you to care for the next person? I always ask this question. You now as the Nigerian government, you as the Nigerian politician, you that, like for example, I usually see all these Nigerian politicians. That's why, let me just make this point. Whenever I see people who flaunt wealth, who flaunt their lavish and luxurious lifestyles, it doesn't move me, because to me, that's not what success is. To me, that's not what wealth is. That has never been my idea of what wealth is. Wealth to me and success to me is the impact, the positive impact that you not only have on your fellow man, but like in the positive impact you have on your epoch, in your time. Like look at somebody like let me just give you an example of one of the people that I've always admired, Alexander the Great. Till today, my nigga, they're still talking about this nigga. And this guy, he didn't live, I think he didn't live up to be 30 years old. These are people that their names will resonate till the end of time because of the kind of life that they lived. Most fucking Nigerian government officials will not be remembered. Just still, the only thing that they'll do is they'll come and for a short period of time steal an obscene, obnoxious, irrelevant amount of money and then scurry back into obscurity. That is the best that can happen to them. That is the best thing that can happen to all these Nigerian politicians. It's not going to last. At the end of the day, you're going to die. Look at somebody like this Cameroonian president, Paul Biya, that finally died like at the age of fucking 90, is it 93 years old or 94 years old or 96 years old? Yeah, if I'm being correct. Like, all the money that you steal, everything, all the power that all the supposed power that you've amassed all throughout the years, all the people that you've killed just to retain that power. At the end of the day, power to me is something that uses and discards. People think that they gain power. No, they don't gain power. Power uses them, and at the end of the day, discards them. This is what power does to people. It uses and it discards. Nobody can gain power. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. So you cannot, you think you have political power. You don't. You're just being a tool. You're just being a tool to be used. Because real power, like now look at, let me just give you another example. It turns out that apparently Tinubu is like a CIA asset. You understand? Now, question is, why would somebody want to side with the enemy, essentially? Because the CIA is the enemy. The CIA is not, although they like to think that, although they like to claim that they are one of the branches of the American government, but they are not. They are like an independent arm that, you know, their entire fucking MO is to just do evil with the because they have so much power, and then because they have so much resources and all of that jazz. So now this nigga, now it's turning out to be that he's like a CIA asset. Remember, I said I was not going to talk about Nigeria today, but yet we are 22 minutes in, and I'm still like fucking ranting about this worthless nation. It's not a worthless nation. It's just that the people that are running it, they are mad. They are crazy people. Nigeria is a nation run by idiots. So fucking Tinubu is like a CIA agent, right? And you have to wonder, you have to ask yourself, what did they have on him that makes him like agree to sell out his people, to sell out his nation, to sell out his bloodline, to sell out his legacy, to sell out his family, to sell out his name, to sell out the future generations? Like, what kind of fucking, what foul do they have on Tinubu that he will agree to be this much of a tyrant to his own people? Like, is it that they caught him having sex with a dead baby? Because what else can it be? What kind of fucked up thing did this nigga do in the past that he's willing to sell his soul just to save himself for a little bit longer? Because obviously eventually you're going to die. The only thing is that the only sad thing is that I wish you can die now, today, as I'm saying this now. I wish Tinubu can die now. I wish all these fucking corrupt government officials can just like something like just disappear. That is the only bad side, the only sad part of it. And yet I continue to ask myself, like, what do they have on you that is making you to be this evil? Because it cannot, as in, like, if you're incorruptible, right? An incorruptible mind fears no accusation. Look at a country like Burkina Faso. Look at a country like Argentina. Look at all these countries that are trying to like better themselves. All these countries that have been in penury for a very fucking long time, but yet they are trying to like the new people in power are trying to make things better. Like, it's possible, actually. It's not because maybe the world has gone so bad that it seems impossible for life to be better. No, that is not the truth. It's just that there is a lot of evil, there's a lot of corruption to the point where it's looking that way. But then we are seeing good people rising up and making things right. So I feel like Nigeria, as like I've said before, obviously, I've said in the past, Nigeria is a lost cause. If Tinubu is like this, if Tinubu is a CIA asset and he has the backing of the CIA and they are backing him and whatever, I don't know what else other than Nigerian resources that he's giving to them, that is made that he's still useful to them. And I don't know how long he's going to continue to be useful to them. Do you understand? I just hope that he's not, just like what happened in Syria last week. Just like what happened in Syria last week. The what is this guy's name again? The prime minister of Syria that got his regime was overthrown. Just like what happened to him, because he was no longer trustworthy. He was no longer useful to both the CIA, both the IDF from Israel, even Russia no longer trusts him anymore. And so they all united and decided that, oh, this guy is no longer useful to us, let's remove him. And then his regime was toppled. I just hope that in Tinubu's case, it's going to happen sooner, because if they still find him useful and we enter 2027, it's most likely that he's still going to win and nothing is going to happen. Because what are we going to do? He has the backing of the fucking CIA. You know how powerful the CIA is? These are the people that killed JFK. Do you know how many people the CIA have killed and made to disappear? If you fuck with them, bro, they're not only going Nigerians don't even understand the kind of quanta that they are in. Nigerians don't even understand the kind of quanta that they are in. Man, I'm saying this now for the fourth time. Let me just make this point, this final last point, and then I'm going to talk about what I actually intend on talking about today. So yeah, Nigerians don't understand the kind of quanta that they are in. Now they are saying that it is an arrestable offense if you criticize the government. That means that our last, as in the last bastion of, not even the bastion, the last hope that we have, which is our freedom of speech, the last thing that we have, the last currency for change that we have, is being threatened. They are now arresting people that are criticizing the government. And Nigerians, as docile as we are, like play, we are going to allow it to. The only thing that we do is to yell on Twitter and on Instagram. That is the best that we can be able to do. If we don't, this one person now that I've seen that they've arrested, if we don't revolt, if we don't come out, if we don't do something about it, they're going to keep arresting more and more people until they arrest the strong ones and the weak ones will be the only ones left. And then there will be no more voice. Thank God we still have a little bit of patriots in Nigeria, a little bit of people that are still strong. People like Very Dark Man and the rest of them. And also, thankfully, they've released Dele Farotimi from prison. They've released him from jail. So at least we still have people, we still have some voices that can speak out against this. And hopefully, all fingers and toes are crossed right now, man. Hopefully, this is their new tactic of suppression. Their new tactic of oppression is not going to hold. But if we allow it, that is the end for us. We are going to be another Iran. We are going to be another Afghanistan. We are going to be another Iraq. We are going to be another North Korea, where you don't talk, where if you say "pim," you're gone. So yeah, that's my rant. My how many minutes rant now? My 29 minutes rant of Nigeria, and I've not even talked about what I want to talk about today. Try, Dalo, continue. Nigeria, continue. Anyways, what I want to talk about, there are two things I want to focus on today. First, the UFOs, and secondly, this girl that allegedly had sex with 100 people. So let's talk about the UFOs first of all. We've been seeing since last week, or for like 2 weeks now, if I'm being correct, we've been seeing unidentified flying objects everywhere in America, most precisely in New Jersey, right? There have been so many videos, there have been so many clips of people talking about and showing UAPs, unidentified aerial UAVs, sorry. Is it UAVs or UAPs? I don't even know, but to me they are UFOs, unidentified flying objects, and everywhere in New Jersey, and nobody knows what they are. Nobody is giving us any explanation. Nobody is coming out to like, you know, calm everybody. Like, nobody knows what is going on. The world has gotten so crazy and so fucked up that, bro, it's best not to listen. Just concentrate on your family and your purpose in life, and don't give too much attention to all these distractions. That's what I call them. Because let's imagine that these are actually, me personally, I don't say, there has been so much misinformation in this world, and so much distraction, and so much distractions, so much deceit in this world that, like, it would be naive for you to pay attention to them. But it's kind of inevitable to not pay attention to them, because it's always in your face. Me personally, I don't believe that these are aliens. I just think that this is just another, you know how, like, for example, now in all these TV shows, like, for example, like in The Flash, thank God that TV show has ended. That was like, that was one of the worst TV shows ever. But in The Flash, we always have like bad guy of the week. Do you understand? Like, we always have bad guy of the week, where like this bad guy comes in, threatens the Flash, threatens this, threatens that. At the end of the day, he's defeated, and we all live happily ever after until next week. Do you understand? Like, to me, this is just another bad guy of the week. This is just another distraction of the week. Do you understand? So that is what I think it is. I don't think that these are aliens, even though yes, there are sure and as in there have been, you know, stories about people that have had encounters with beings from another world. But personally, I don't think these are aliens, or I don't think these are from all these things. I just think they're distractions, basically. Because try to think of it for a second. Let's just assume that we are living in a sane world where there happens to be beings from another world visiting us. Let's call them the Santi, like from the Three Body Problem. Let's call them the Santi. Let's imagine that the Santi actually comes, lands on planet Earth. If you can remember in the TV show, right, in Three Body Problem, the TV show, when they finally showed themselves, and then they showed themselves to everybody. Do you understand? Like, did you see what happened afterwards? I also kind of think that the government, or should I say the people that are in power, the powers that be, the people that are controlling us, are in their right to not make it clear and plain to everyday human beings that there are other beings that exist around us. Because how do you think the average human being is going to take the fact that we are not alone? How do you think that is going to affect the average human being, that we are not alone? How do you think it's going to affect people's faith, people's worldview, people's perspective? Like, it turns out that, oh, you're not like the center of attraction. Like, you that used to believe in God, that God created Adam and Eve and blah 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 and the rest of all that bullshit. It's now turning out that there are advanced civilizations on other planetary bodies billions of them that have the ability and technology for light speed travel. Like, what do you remember this book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? In the beginning of the book, where the aliens came to Earth and they were like, we are building like a light speed road, and the light speed road is going to cut across our planet, and we literally had fucking thousands of years to, we had thousands of, this is what happened in the book. We had thousands of years to prop up our civilization technologically so that we can either shift our planet or leave our planet and go to somewhere else. But we're here worrying about insignificant things, and now the day of reckoning have come, and this advanced civilization have come to destroy. Like, it's not like they're doing it because they hate us. It's just business as usual. So how do you think the average person is going to react to the fact the mother in the village, the old woman in the village, the formerly uneducated man in the farm, like people in third world and fourth world countries? Like, how do you think they're going to, people that their entire worldview and their entire belief system have been tied to some superstitious belief or some religious belief? Like, how do you think they're going to like acknowledge this kind of event, basically? So yeah, I don't think that this what we are seeing in New Jersey, I don't think actually that I don't think that is like they're aliens, because if they were, they won't be fucking around, they won't be messing around like this. They will make their intentions known, and then we'll see for ourselves. Because why is the government first of all, we are not hearing anything from the powers that be. We're not hearing anything from the American government. They're just sprinkling. It's like what they're doing is like, we are blind men in a dark room trying to figure out, touching parts of an elephant and trying to figure out what parts of the elephant that we're touching. Like, we're not really getting the broadest picture. We're not really getting the best information out of all that is going on right now. We're just seeing blurry clips of things in the sky, and we cannot tell what they are. Doesn't make sense to me at all. It doesn't make sense to me, because we don't know who they are, we don't know what they want, we don't know where they are from, we don't know their intentions. All we're just seeing bright lights and stuff. But if truly they happen to be fucking aliens, maybe, I hope they are here to help, because the level of injustice that is going on in this world is becoming increasingly unbearable. Shut the fuck up, man. Slow the fuck down. Why are you spoiling my audio footage? Can you guys hear this nonsense? Anyways, I hope they are here to help, because man's tired, man. People are tired. People are tired of the injustice. People are tired of the constant belittling and constant denigrating and constant oppression. Like, why is it that we're not living in a world where progress is paramount, like progress is encouraged? Like, why is it that our reality is one where oppression and evil and backwardness and lies and corruption, like why is that where our reality is where all those things thrive? Like, why can't we live in a world where progress, peace, prosperity, creativity, technological advancement, medical advancement, why isn't that our reality? These people that have traveled light years across, like, let's assume that they are real. These people that have traveled light years across from their planet, from their solar system, from their galaxies down to our own, Do they have I don't know. I don't know whether they have two heads. I cannot tell, because another thing again is that we tend to always anthropomorphize. Hey God. Let me it's going to take me a minute to say that word. We tend to always anthropomorphize. In fact, we are good at that. We are good at anthropomorphizing. So, like for example, in cartoons, animals talk. You understand? We tend to give things. We tend to impose our own nature onto nature. We tend to impose our humanistic tendencies onto, things that are not human. And so that's why I said, that's why I asked the question, do they have two heads? But we can never know if they have two heads, because all the aliens that we have ever seen, everything out of this world that we have ever seen always has a hint of humanity in them, because that is the only way I think they think they know how to represent beings from out of this world. But it can be that they might not even have heads. It can be that they might not even be humanoid in nature. It can be that they might be fucking dogs that talk. Do you understand? Like the aliens, there's no rule that says that aliens have to look like us. Do you understand? So, but yet again, I'm sure you understand my question. Like, do they have two heads? Metaphorically speaking, like beings that are able to travel light years from their galaxies down to our own. Like, is it not logical to think that they must have, like, their technology? Obviously, their technology has to be better than our own. And for you to get to a point where you create technology that advanced, everything else has to be going well, because people always think that when aliens come to like in movies, how they always portray aliens in movies now as these people that are just evil and they want to come and destroy and stuff like that. But personally, I don't think that that's the case. I feel like progress also carries with it altruism and intelligence and benevolence and a broader perspective. Like, for people that have decided that, okay, we are going to make things better for ourselves, like, it's as they keep progressing, every hint of evil and every hint of ulterior motives withers. Because let's use somewhere like let's say the UAE, Saudi Arabia, or let's say one of these Scandinavian countries now, where to them they are focused more on progress and they're focused more on making life better for themselves and their citizens and stuff like that. In fact, let me just use Saudi Arabia as an example, because I have a friend that teaches there. They are Muslims, right? The Saudi Arabians are Muslims, and but then they are progressive. Do you understand? They are progressive. They're not like every other Islamic nation. Like, for example, all these other Islamic nations that they don't want to have sense. God. They don't want to have sense. They remain in that their Dane belief system. They don't want to, like, at least they don't want to have sense. There's no other way I can put it. They don't want to have sense. They continue to believe that their Islamic teachings is paramount, is what is meant to be the guiding factor and the guiding light of the entire human race. And yet, they cannot see that it's not working. What we continue to see all the time is a constant war. Look at places like fucking Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Palestine, Syria, Jordan, Lebanon, all these Islamic states, man. They don't want to have sense. Just have sense. Are you not seeing that it's not working? Yet the places that is working, that imagine, okay, he's working in Saudi Arabia, he's working in the UAE, he's working in Qatar, he's working in Dubai. These people are progressive, right? They are embracing technology, they are embracing the future, they are embracing change. You that don't want to change, you every time war. Every time Allahu Akbar. Do you not have sense now, please? So that is the point I'm trying to make. That if you embrace change, if you embrace progress, you'll be enlightened. Your worldview will change to the point where secretly there has been. I don't even think this is a rumor anymore. Saudi Arabia is actually backing Israel to wipe out all these, all these other Islamic nations that are meddling the Islamic religion. Like Saudi Arabia actually wants Islam to progress, to at least there has always been this stain that like if you think of a terrorist, what comes to your mind is automatically is a Muslim. That is the stereotype that automatically comes to your mind. Everywhere in the world, if you think of the word terrorism, you automatically tie it to someone who is a Muslim. And so I think that Saudi Arabia is trying to like change that narrative by secretly backing Israel and helping them to like wipe out all these other idiots. So that is the same thing with the aliens to me. I don't think that people that will progress to the point where you can travel light years would still have even iotas of, backwardness in them. I think they'll be benevolent. I think that they'll be enlightening. I think that the reason why they would want to travel this far is to extend a helping hand, maybe to guide us, you understand, maybe to lead us towards the path of righteousness, technological righteousness. That is what I think. So if that's the case, or if all these bright lights that we are seeing happens to be true and real, man, our help is due, man. We need help. So that is all I have to say about I hate this, my perpetual kata. That is all I have to say about the aliens, the lights that we're seeing in New Jersey. That's about that. Now, the final thing I want to talk about today is essentially a documentary. This like video that's been going around on the internet of this girl that in her bid to promote her OnlyFans page, she decided that she is going to like have sex with 100 entire men. And I have a lot to say about that. First question I want to ask is this, right? Let me ask you guys this question. Have you ever, like, obviously a lot of people watch porn. We watch porn. There is no two ways about that. But like, for example, have you ever, like, you're just watching porn? I have two questions to ask. First one is, you're just watching porn and you just get bored. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is sad. Do you understand? And the reason why it's sad is because, not that it's sad because you're a loser and you're watching porn. It's like, you're watching porn and you just look at the people involved and you're like, bro, you used to be someone's joy. Like, have you ever seen a girl sucking dick so enthusiastically? Like, you feel shame for her. Like this person was once a baby, right? This person was once a child where when they gave birth to this person, there had to be at least joy, regardless of how fucked up your family must have been, regardless of how dysfunctional your home is or whatever. At least there must have been a little bit of, hope. Like when they give birth to you. And then, so whatever must have happened, and your path got diverted to where you are now. Enthusiastically sucking dick. Jesus. Hey, God. Hey! Have you ever just looked at all these porn stars and you're just like, there is nothing this person could have been. There is nothing else that this girl could have been in life Like you look at somebody like, let me just say, let me use somebody that everybody knows, Miss B Nasty, or I don't know a lot of porn people, but let's just use that as an example. It's not like you couldn't have been a doctor, a surgeon. There is no reality in this multiverse where you could have been a surgeon, or you could have been like an engineer, or you could have been like a teacher even, or you could have been like a what do they call people who take care of bees? I don't know what they call them. There is no other world where you could have been something meaningful to humanity other than what you currently are right now. A fucking porn star. Do you understand? Like, you just look at them, there is no light. Their eyes are soulless. They don't have souls. Their souls are dead. That is the saddest part, man. That is why I hate watching porn. I actually hate watching porn. I don't like watching porn. I don't get any. It doesn't do anything for me. Like when I got to this like realization, I just stopped watching porn because it doesn't do anything. It's not even because, you know, it just nothing, as in, it just didn't do anything for me. When you're looking at them and you see that there is no soul in their eyes, they are not happy, they're not enjoying what they're doing, they're not, you know, they're doing it enthusiastically, or they are acting like they are giving it their best, but there is nothing there. There's nothing behind those eyes. It's just death. God. So I just feel like, I cannot be part of this, man. I cannot be a partaker of this. I cannot indulge in this hedonistic behavior. And so initially I used to find it boring, and then eventually it just became so odd and weird to me to partake in, and I just stopped. You understand? So that is it, man. And so now, for a girl to decide that, you know, she wants to be the best of she wants to be the highest content creator on OnlyFans, and the best thing that she can do to achieve that is to engage in coitus. To engage in coitus with 100 men. First of all, before we talk about the girl, I don't know her name. Why should I even know her name? She's not that relevant. Let's focus on the men. You a man, you're in line with 100 other fellows, and your intention is to have sex with one girl. Like, how much of a loser are you? Yes, I know that there are people that nothing in this world is impossible. Do you understand? There's nothing in this world that is impossible. Like, whatever it is, literally anything that you can think of that it is that you want to do in this world, there will always be somebody there to support you. There will always be somebody ready to do it. There will always be somebody down. There will always be somebody that is down for it. Anything that you can. There's one video I saw where somebody was dead to enter like a septic tank filled with shit, man. Just this guy, first of all, when he entered the septic tank, it was like filled up to his chest. No, sorry, up to his stomach. Shit filled his, like, it was so, like, this guy was like, it was up to his stomach, man. And he was just looking at the camera. And what he had in mind was also what I had. In my mind, I was like, guy, don't do it. Don't do it. You've done enough. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then this guy just like, he just sank into the septic. Shit, bro. Shit. It is shit. Shit, my nigga. God damn. There are people in this world that, I think that we are, see, right now, I believe that we are living in a solipsistic reality where my red is not the same with your red. What I perceive and what I presume to be green, the color green, even though we all agree that the pigment on the leaves of literally every single tree in the world is green, the truth of the matter is that we just all agree that it is green, but we don't know if what me I see as green is also what you see, what you two sees as green. We just all agree that an apple is red. That's it. There is no verifiable way to prove it that this red apple that I'm holding, you're also seeing it as red. So we are living in a solipsistic reality where everybody is crazy. Everybody is mad in this world. Everybody is mad in this world. You now, as a man, you agree, like, what happened to you in your childhood where, like, how down bad are you? How down bad are you that you're willing to join 100 other men to have sex with one girl? What kind of fucked up mentality do you have? What is your worldview like? Some of the people that they were interviewing after that whole charade, some were not even okay with what they had done. One of them was saying that if his father actually happens to know that he did that kind of thing, that his father would disown him. Of course, that is a reasonable take on that is the reasonable. Me, I'll disown you too. Because how down bad are you? Is it that you don't know how to talk to women? Is it that you don't have any woman in your life at all that you can like me? The concept of having sex with a prostitute is a no-no for me. I have always drawn the line. Like one time when I was younger, I went to this, what do you call it? I don't know, where prostitutes live, right? And funny enough, it was on a Sunday after church with my Bible. I went to Olosho's. I went to where Olosho's live, man, to go and have sex with a prostitute. But when I got there, man, my conscience did not allow me to do it, and thankfully I never did it, and thankfully I have never fucked a prostitute ever in my life, and I never will. No matter how down bad I am, I will never do that kind of thing. So you now, you a man, like, what was going through your mind? Let's okay, this is let me, like, the first guy that did it, right? I mean, maybe like lucky for him, I don't know. I'm sure there can be an explanation of some sort of luck as the first guy to like have sex with this person, right? As the first guy, but you're the 100th guy, the last person. Do you know, first of all, the smell, bro, the smell. God damn, what did I think? Did anybody actually? The smell, my nigga. The smell. Oh shit. Oh God. People did this world, though. First person, second person, third person, fourth person, 10th person, 20th person. Women. See, do you know what I think? I don't know if anybody has. I'm sure some people have read the book, Sapiens, and in that book it explained how the current human beings today, the what are we called? Homo sapiens. Why didn't I think of that? It's literally in the name of the book, Sapiens. So we, the Homo sapiens, are just one of the many species of human beings that have existed in this world. We are just the only ones left, but we are not the only ones that existed. But I feel like how we, the Homo sapiens, wiped out the Neanderthal, Jesus Christ, Neanderthals. No. God, holy shit, man. You know what I'm saying, right? Those people, the Neanderthals, we the Homo sapiens wiped them out, right? But we are still compatible with them. We are able to like breed with their women and stuff like that. But it's just that we are more intelligent than they, and more resilient. Actually, they are stronger than us, but I don't know. We just had more intellect than them, and eventually we wiped them out, and now we're the only species left, the Neanderthals. But you know what I think? I think that women are not the same species as men. Like, biologically speaking, evolutionarily speaking, women are not the same species as men. Because first of all, even though we are compatible with them, even though we can be able to breed with them, even though they look biologically, there is so much familiarity between us and them, right? But the simple fact that first of all, they are too complex and too odd and too weird that we are just unable to understand them. And secondly, they have wahala. Women have wahala. These 2 points, with these 2 points of mine, right? That's is the reason why I think women are like maybe some transition between sapiens and Neanderthals. Like, women are like maybe in the middle. That's why we cannot understand women. Women are just like women. One day, like this, I'll dedicate an entire episode to talk about women. But what I'm trying to make, right, is that this girl that decided to like embark on this journey, this irredeemable journey, because this is her legacy now. Like, regardless of whether you turn into a nun, whether you become a reverend sister, bro, this is your legacy. Like, your children eventually, if there is maybe one of those losers that had sex with you if any of them decide that they're going to like breed with you and like maybe probably marry you and bring children into, like, you give birth to children, bro, this is your legacy. And your children will inevitably, if ever you have children, they will inevitably see this bullshit that you've done. And I wonder what it's going to do to them. So, but the question I want to ask is this. Like, what was going through your mind when you decided that you're going to embark on this journey? She's now playing the victim. Like, people, I don't understand. Like, she's now kind of acting like she was coerced to do this kind of thing, to do that stuff. Now playing the victim. She said that after like the 5th or the 7th guy, she didn't remember anything else that happened. Like, everything was just kind of like a blur on her. And that's understandable, because now this is such a giant trauma that I hope, I don't have any hard feelings for her, but I hope that her bloodline ends with her. Because think of there's something called epigenetics, right? It's like your behavior, the way you behave as a human being, has a propensity to be transferred to your offspring. If you're the kind of person that steals, if you're the kind of person that lies, if you're insincere, if you're the kind of person that reads a lot, if you're the kind of person that is kind, if you're the kind of person that, you're hardworking, you're resilient, you always want to have a broader view, a broader perspective of things that happen, there is a possibility that those traits will be transferred to your offspring, good or bad. And we don't want more bad people in this world. We don't want more traumatic people in this world. We already have enough. I know that what I'm saying kind of sounds insensitive, but sometimes truth can be insensitive. I hope that her bloodline ends with her, because to transfer that kind of trauma to an innocent child that will be insensitive. Like, to transfer that kind of trauma, because first of all, your child is going to, the shame, first of all, what society is going to say, the kind of bullying that your child will face in school, everything, and the internal stuff, because this is not only physical, it's also going to be mental. It's also going to be internal. The internal kind of stuff that your child will deal with is not fair. It's not right. That's why I continue to. It's not like I'm advocating, but I still support eugenics, because a farmer that has like bad produce won't want to sell that produce, and also won't want to like use the seed from that produce in his next, farming session. A farmer that has like a sick animal won't want to like sell that, and it's just natural. It's just like what is like I know what I'm saying, and we are emotional beings, and based on our emotion, we use our emotion to lead our to lead the things that we do, basically. But the truth of the matter is that a child that is let me say a child that is born with Down syndrome, or a child that is born with like a disability, do you understand, is not right. It's not right, because you're putting that child's life, that child is going to suffer. So instead of you to allow that child to live to the point where the child gains consciousness and starts to see themselves as different and not good enough and deficient and handicapped and all of that jazz, it's not right to let that child live that long. Just cut it off. This is the part of eugenics that I support. I don't support I don't support Nazi Germany's World War II era kind of eugenics. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that because people that I've talked to that live with people with disabilities, people that have brothers and sisters with Down syndrome and all of that stuff, it's hell for them. Parents that have children with Down, they claim to love their children and all of that stuff, but the truth of the matter is that it's painful, it's hell, it's frustrating, it's time consuming, it's tiring, it's depressing, it's everything negative. There is only a very tiny positive aspect that comes out of it. So what was I saying? I kind of lost my train of thoughts. So think of the psychological damage that you'll be imposing on your child if ever you decide to have a child. It's not right to do that kind of thing. So that's why I feel like her bloodline should end with her, because this is irredeemable. And now she's saying that. And another thing again is that, first of all, I don't actually think that she had sex with like 100 people. I feel like this might just be another distraction, another distraction of the week. Because people will do anything these days for clout. People will do anything these days to have a hint of relevance. People will do anything these days for fame. People will do anything these days to be, to get attention. Do you understand? So maybe, she said that she had sex with 100 men, and now everybody's talking about it, and now people are going to subscribe to her OnlyFans fucking channel, and she has achieved what she intended to achieve, and clap for her. So that's why I don't think that actually she did that, because somebody in their right minds who already feels like she's traumatized, because in the interview she was kind of sobbing, she was crying. She said that after the 7th person she didn't remember anything else that happened. She felt traumatized. She's now saying that she wants to have sex with 1,000 men. That is just impossible in 24 hours. That is just physically impossible, because it doesn't make sense. So that's why I think that this is just for clout. This is just another, attempt at outrage culture. That is just what it is, basically. Come to think of it, actually, I don't think that she actually did it. Yes, she has tarnished her image, she has tarnished her name, but I'm no longer buying the fact that she had sex with 100 people. Because do you know what's having sex with? Even people that get raped, prisoners of war, like in Afghanistan, all these women in Afghanistan, that they don't even have rights. Do you know that the women in Afghanistan, the street cats and the female street cats and female street dogs in Afghanistan have more rights than actual human women in Afghanistan. They have more rights than them because they can move about freely. And those women there that get raped literally every day. 100, you know, I don't think that 100 people can rape one person in one day. Yes, I'm sure that evil can grow to that extent, but it cannot be that concentrated at once or deliberate at once. Do you understand? Even like way back in World War II, like for example, this book I read, The Rape of Nanking, where unspeakable things were done to people back then. Like you that you're a soldier, that you're the 10th person to rape somebody. Won't it disgust you? I know that when it comes to evil deeds, there is no logic to evil. So you're like, humanity turns off, like somebody's humanity turns off when they want to carry out unspeakable evil. So maybe you might not be able to smell it, maybe you might not be able to think too much about it. You're just doing it because you're in that, as in that is just what is happening at that point in time. But for you to be the 60th person, for it to be the 89th person to have sex with this girl, like, what happened to you, man? What happened? Like, what was your childhood like for you to be able to think that is okay to do? Sad, man. There's no aspect of this event that has any hint of positivity to it. Like, everything about it is just sad. The people that engaged with it, the people that engaged in it, sad. The girl that did it, sad. The very act of it, sad. Like, you know how houses have like you know, like when you enter a place, like there's this, I don't know if it happens to anybody else, but you can feel like if you enter a building where somebody was killed, you can feel it, like, oh, something sad happened here. You understand? Something bad happened here. You can feel there is this energy. Buildings have energy with them. Like, so the room that event took place in, also sad. The person too that is doing the documentary, he's not doing it because he's not doing it altruistically, or yes, there's a hint of, you know, awareness that he's trying to bring, but he's doing it to also make a name for himself. And like, the whole thing is just, everybody is just mad. All of you are crazy. Don't that far, all of you. How long have I been recording for? So 1 hour. Anyway, that's all I have to say about today, man. The aliens that came, the aliens that are like flying everywhere in New Jersey, I hope people are here to help, because humanity, don't tire me. Humanity, I'm tired of this place. Beam me up. Just take me to, just carry me and go, please. Because I'm tired of these people. These people are driving me nuts. And I try my best not to pay attention to most of what that is happening, because I just see them as distractions. But yet, they always have their way. So, that's all I think I can say today, man. I'm tired of talking. If you listened up to this point, if you found this interesting enough up to this point, don't forget to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Tell me, basically, just give me your opinions, man. And also follow me subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and follow me also on Spotify. All the links will be left in the description below. And yeah, thank you guys for chilling with me. Thank you for giving me your listening ears. And don't forget to be kind. You don't have to be nice though, but you always have, there is no place in life where kindness shouldn't be practiced. So, but you don't have to be nice. You can be an asshole, but always be kind. So that's what I'm trying to say. Be kind. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye everybody.